Welcome everyone to the Vitality Equation, exploring research in health and well-being one paper at a time. I'm really excited about the topic we're diving into today. It's a bit outside our usual wheelhouse, but it's got some fascinating implications for how we think about personalized health and well-being.
Yeah, absolutely. When I saw the study, I immediately thought of the cognitive implications. It's about honeybees showing an increased preference for dietary alcohol when they're parasitized. Seemingly simple, right? But digging deeper, it opens up a whole can of worms, or should I say, a whole hive of bees about how stress and biological challenges can influence our choices and potentially even rewire our brains.
Totally agree. My initial thought was, okay, so they're stressed and they're self-medicating. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? But then I started thinking about the physical side of things. Are these bees sleeping less? Are they less active because they're fighting off the parasites? And how does that affect their cravings?
Exactly. That's what I find so intriguing. It's not just a simple cause and effect. It's this complex interplay between the stress of the parasitism, the bee's internal state, and then this behavioral shift towards seeking out alcohol. Makes you wonder about the role of personalized nutrition in all of this, and how we can potentially optimize vaccine responses by understanding this interplay.
Okay, let's break down the science a little bit. The basic premise is that when honeybees are infected with parasites, their physiology changes, and this leads them to actively seek out food containing alcohol. It's a change in their behavior driven by a biological stressor. That in itself is fascinating. From a cognitive standpoint, what's happening in their brains that's driving this change in behavior? Is it a learned behavior, a pre-programmed response, or something else entirely?
And how does the alcohol actually help them? If it does, is it numbing the pain? Is it altering their immune response in some way? I mean, what's the evolutionary advantage here? Or is it just a maladaptive coping mechanism?
That's a huge question. I'm wondering if the alcohol provides some sort of temporary relief, almost like an anesthetic. And then could that relief be reinforcing the behavior, creating a craving cycle? It almost sounds like how humans sometimes self-medicate with unhealthy substances when they're under stress.
Yeah, the parallel to human behavior is striking, isn't it? We often talk about stress and its impact on our choices, but this bee study gives us a very concrete, almost primal example of how a biological stressor can directly alter our cravings and preferences. And that could translate to how we might respond to vaccine effects, maybe by altering our nutrition without even realizing it.
So, thinking about the vaccine angle, could our nutritional status and gut microbiome influence how our bodies react to vaccines? I mean, we know that a healthy gut is crucial for immune function. Could a poor diet or an imbalanced gut flora actually hinder our immune response to a vaccine?
Absolutely. There's a growing body of research showing the strong connection between the gut microbiome and the immune system. And I mean, if we're talking personalized nutrition, that starts with understanding what's going on in our gut. What bacteria are present, what nutrients are we absorbing, what inflammation is happening, and how all of that is influencing our immune response. Could a pre-vaccine dietary intervention that supports gut health lead to a stronger and more durable immune response?
That's a really interesting point. It almost makes you wonder if, before getting a vaccine, we should be focusing on optimizing our gut health, not just from a nutritional standpoint, but also from a cognitive one. Are we stressed out? Are we getting enough sleep? Are we managing our anxiety? Because all of that can impact our gut microbiome and consequently our immune function.
Right. And it's not just about taking probiotics, it's about creating a lifestyle that supports a healthy gut. Things like regular exercise, getting enough sleep, managing stress, and eating a diverse range of whole foods. All of that plays a role.
Yes. And I think that's where the honeybee study comes back in. They're experiencing a stressor parasitism, and they're seeking out something to alleviate that stress, alcohol. So if we can find ways to reduce our overall stress levels through lifestyle changes, maybe we can also improve our gut health and, in turn, optimize our vaccine responses.
Okay, so let's get more specific. What dietary components are we talking about here? What are the key nutrients that support a healthy gut and a strong immune system?
Fiber is definitely key. It feeds the beneficial bacteria in our gut. Think about prebiotic-rich foods like garlic, onions, leeks, asparagus. And then there are fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi. They're packed with probiotics, which are live microorganisms that can help to diversify the gut microbiome.
And don't forget about antioxidants. They help to reduce inflammation in the gut and support overall immune function. Things like berries, leafy greens, and colorful vegetables are all great sources of antioxidants.
And of course, avoiding processed foods, sugary drinks, and excessive alcohol consumption. All of those things can wreak havoc on the gut microbiome and weaken the immune system. But even more than that is understanding how food and those factors impact the cognitive processes to reduce cravings.
So imagine a scenario where someone's getting ready to get a flu shot. Instead of just showing up and getting the shot, they could spend the week leading up to it focusing on these dietary and lifestyle interventions. Eating a gut-friendly diet, getting enough sleep, exercising regularly, and managing their stress. Could that actually lead to a better immune response?
I think it's definitely worth exploring. Like, there's already some research suggesting that certain nutrients like vitamin D and zinc can enhance vaccine responses, but I think we need to take a more holistic approach and look at the whole picture. How can we optimize the gut microbiome, reduce inflammation, and support overall immune function through personalized nutrition?
And from a cognitive perspective, we need to understand how stress and anxiety are impacting our food choices and our gut health. Are we reaching for comfort foods when we're stressed? Are we skipping meals because we're too busy or overwhelmed? Developing cognitive strategies to manage stress and make healthier choices could be a crucial component of optimizing vaccine responses.
Yes, and I'm curious about the role of exercise in all of this. We know that exercise can reduce inflammation, improve gut health, and boost immune function. Could a regular exercise routine actually enhance our immune response to vaccines?
There are some studies showing that exercise can improve vaccine effectiveness. I've read that moderate exercise has been shown to enhance antibody responses to influenza vaccines. So it's definitely something to consider.
It's all about creating a synergistic effect, isn't it? It's not just about diet or exercise or stress management. It's about combining all of these things to create a holistic approach to health and well-being. If we are able to alter the cognitive framework to reduce cravings, then we could further enhance the benefits of the body's response.
And that's where the personalized aspect comes in. What works for one person might not work for another. We all have different gut microbiomes, different stress levels, different activity levels. So we need to tailor our interventions to meet our individual needs.
Exactly. And I think that's where things like mindfulness and meditation can be really helpful. By becoming more aware of our bodies and our internal states, we can start to identify the triggers that lead to unhealthy cravings and make more conscious choices about what we eat and how we live. Meditation can become a powerful tool in helping to reduce the level of cravings and stress to enhance the vaccine's effectiveness, just like for those honeybees.
That's a great point. Mindfulness can help us become more aware of our thoughts and feelings, and that can empower us to make better choices. It's about taking control of our cognitive processes and using them to support our health.
And that awareness also extends to our sleep patterns. Are we getting enough sleep? Is our sleep quality good? Because sleep deprivation can wreak havoc on our hormones, our immune system, and our gut microbiome.
It really does seem like this all comes back around to lifestyle choices. This isn't about some magic pill or some quick fix. It's about making sustained, conscious choices that support our overall health and well-being. And that's a powerful message, especially in a world that's constantly trying to sell us quick fixes.
And that's why cognitive behavioral therapy techniques can be useful. Learning to identify and challenge negative thought patterns, developing coping mechanisms for stress, and setting realistic goals can all contribute to a healthier lifestyle.
So, going back to the honeybee study, what are the key takeaways for us as humans? What can we learn from these little creatures and apply to our own lives?
I think the biggest takeaway is that stress can have a profound impact on our choices and our health, and that finding ways to manage stress through lifestyle changes, like meditation, healthy eating, and regular exercise, can be crucial for supporting our immune system and optimizing our vaccine responses.
I agree. And I think it highlights the importance of cognitive flexibility. We need to be able to adapt to changing circumstances and adjust our behavior accordingly. And that requires a certain level of self-awareness and a willingness to challenge our own thought patterns.
And for me, it reinforces the importance of a holistic approach to health. It's not just about one thing. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports all aspects of our well-being, physical, mental, and emotional. And if sleep and exercise are off, so many other factors follow.
So, what kind of future research would be useful to explore? What questions do we still need to answer?
From a cognitive perspective, I'd love to see more research on how specific cognitive strategies, like mindfulness and CBT, can impact the gut microbiome and immune function. Can we actually use our minds to improve our physical health? That would be a game changer.
I'm interested in seeing more studies on the impact of different types of exercise on vaccine responses. Are there specific exercises that are more effective than others? And what's the optimal timing of exercise in relation to vaccination?
And I'd like to see more research on the role of personalized nutrition in optimizing vaccine responses. Can we develop dietary interventions that are tailored to an individual's gut microbiome and immune profile? I think that's where the real potential lies.
And how does sleep play into this? I wonder if we could track sleep patterns and cognitive reactivity to dietary cues, correlating this with blood work for vaccine-produced antibodies to find a link between sleep, cognition, and vaccine protection.
Absolutely. I think that looking at blood work would be very telling and add a scientific and physiological link to the theories that we have been discussing. What I'm most curious about is if we can track the specific bacteria in the gut that produces certain metabolites in response to exercise and sleep, and whether or not those same metabolites show up in the blood during and after the response to a vaccine.
That kind of research seems like it has the potential to change everything, really, to move us away from a one-size-fits-all approach to healthcare and towards a more personalized and preventative model. This could include how different forms of meditation affect the astrocyte-derived vesicles on microbial modulation as well, and in the end, change immune function.
Definitely. And it all starts with understanding the complex interplay between our minds, our bodies, and our environment. That's what the Honeybee study teaches us. It's a reminder that we're all interconnected, and that our choices have a ripple effect on our health and well-being.
Well, this has been a fascinating discussion. I'm really excited to see where this research goes in the future.
Me too. Thanks for joining me today, everyone. And remember, small changes can lead to big results. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time on The Vitality Equation.